What are you waiting for? Show me what you can do.
Why? You've already seen it. Twice actually.
But that was only after you had a drink, and after you got out of the swimming pool. I want to see if you can do it even without touching water first. After all, you're special.
No guarantee, but here we go. Do you see that? I really can do it without touching water first. Who would have thought?
I knew you could do it. You're special indeed.
And you're not Januaria. Where did she go? And who are you?
You really don't remember me? How disappointing. I was certain I had made more of an impression, given how you followed me all the way to Mount Magma after talking to me for less than 5 minutes.
Ash, is that really you? No, it can't be. It's been 15 years since we met, and you haven't aged a day.
But you have aged enough for both of us, considering your claim that you only get older every 4 years. But anyway, it's good you're here. There's something I need to tell you. Leviathan, I'm your...
Oof. Tiamo, did you just throw a pillow at me?
Well, I had to. I thought you'd never wake up.
Why is it so important that I wake up now? What time is it?
Time to go and explore the jungle. Rise and shine, Lev.
Whatever.
What are you doing, Willy?
Oh, nothing in particular. Just getting ready for the day.
That's a lot of makeup for a jungle expedition, don't you think? Are you trying to appease the Amiscan spirits in case we can't offer them an acceptable human sacrifice?
I'm growing again. It's about time to start dressing accordingly.
But physically you're still 12, and you only just got your first period. It will be a while until you look old enough to dress like a slut, but when that day comes, my accumulated knowledge about the art of seducing men will be at your disposal.
Thanks, but I think I'm going to try a different approach.
Oh, I can show you how to seduce women too. Or better yet, ask Lev, our lady killer. He has yet to tell us everything about his hot date with Januaria yesterday.
There is nothing to tell. Turns out she wasn't actually attracted to me, just impressed by my
huge tail.
No. My ability to change the weather so quickly and effortlessly. She thinks that I'm more than just a common
merman. There must be a reason you're so powerful. Were both your parents merfolk?
I honestly don't know. Didn't get a chance to ask them before they abandoned me.
What a shame. For them. I'm sure they would be extremely proud of you.
And this is really the only reason you're interested in me?
It is. Please forgive me if I sent all the wrong signals. But no, I'm not looking for a man to replace Alvaro's dad at the moment, if that's what you're afraid of.
Don't believe her. She only says that to save face whenever a date doesn't turn out the way she wants.
And my cheeky son has never actually been present during any of my real dates, so ignore him.
Okay. As long as you're not planning to assault me.
Who knows if she was telling the truth? I wouldn't rule out Alvaro's explanation.
Of course you wouldn't.
But why does it matter to her? Was she just glad to meet another merperson, or does she think your powers pose a threat to her home?
I think she just finds them fascinating. And she implied that she herself is more than just a regular mermaid when she gave me this.
Looks like the conch shell we stole from Sulani. Does it summon an angel too?
No, it summons Januaria, apparently. She told me to use it if I ever get into trouble during our jungle expedition, and she'll come to my rescue at once. How exactly, she never specified, but she claimed to be able to hear it anywhere, even though super hearing is not a typical merfolk power.
So maybe she's part vampire.
Or part werewolf.
You're not talking about me, are you?
Good morning. Everybody ready for our trip to the old Amiscan temple? There's just one more special potion I have to brew, then we can go.
And how exactly are you going to brew it here?
I brought my cauldron, of course. It's on the back porch.
No shit. How did you do that without us noticing?
And why are you dressed like a slut? The last time I saw you in this outfit was on Valentine's Day, but even then, you were not wearing glossy lipstick and rouge.
I remember. That was back when you thought she had a thing for Jaden. Maybe now she's planning to seduce a mummy in the temple.
We're not in Al Simhara, Tiamo.
This family has a nasty habit of assuming relationships that don't exist. Give me a warning before you start shipping me with that chihuahua I met at the cantina, alright?
Fine, I'll change before we head out. But there's something else I have to take care of first. I won't be long.
That's the door to my room. The front door is the bigger one.
I know. I just want to see how your cauldron looks on the back porch.
We've been here for just a little longer than a day, and she already has things to take care of that she doesn't tell us about. Do you think it's something shady?
Hello? That's my daughter you're talking about. Of course it's something shady.
Then she probably won't mind me tagging along.
Do that, and I'll prepare my special potion in the meantime. Let's see. I'm definitely going to need mushrooms, some ice, and a mandrake. Won't find the latter here, but I brought a few from home. Ice will be the bigger problem, it seems. The freezers here aren't cold enough to actually freeze water. Shit.
What kind of potion are you brewing?
One that will let me fit everything I procured for our expedition neatly into my mother's small handbag. I don't want us to be slowed down by heavy backpacks while we explore the jungle.
And why does that require ice?
Because the cold causes molecules to contract, a vital ingredient in any shrinking spells or potions. I've never actually done this before though, so it's all very experimental.
Good thing you have me then. I can make it hail if that's icy enough for you.
That would be perfect.
Let me just grab a drink and then... No, I may not even need one.
Excuse me, you're one of Louise's students, right? She said there was going to be another lecture about the monsters of the cosmos today. Has that been cancelled?
No, you're just early. Her lessons usually start around 2 p.m.
I won't be here then. Do you know where else I could find her?
Try the apartment above the cantina. It belongs to my mother, and she lets Senor Dominguez stay there.
Thanks.
Did I hear that right? Elise is here.
Wait, you already came looking for Senor Dominguez yesterday, didn't you? You're the new girl.
Yes, we met shortly at the end of yesterday's lesson. Do you expect a gold star for remembering me?
That's the thing, I almost didn't recognize you. You look so much older today.
What a charmer.
I'm not sure if that was a compliment or an insult.
I think you're really pretty, like this.
Right. I should go now. Have a nice day.
The price of turning into a woman, Willy. Some guys will start throwing themselves at you, and not all of them are hunky blonde fins. Loki, what's up?
Do you have it?
Yeah. I found an excuse to go into my mother's room and took it from her suitcase.
Thank you. But you know, you don't have to keep my presence here secret from your family. In a couple of days at best, they'll find out anyway, but I'm not afraid of them ratting me out to the SCIA. And I'm sure your mother would have given me a mandrake if I had just asked her nicely.
Not without asking questions in return though, and I figured you wouldn't want everyone to know about your power incontinence. Some people believe that time manipulation will cause the calamity.
And not for nothing. You've seen what I can do since that fairy cursed me. But according to Januaria, mandrake and bone dust are well-known ingredients in many curse-cleansing potions. If she can't help me, and if I can't find a way to die and come back to life like your brother did, I can still try my hand at one of those potions myself.
Someone must have died in that old temple at some point. I'll keep my eye out for bone dust when I'm there.
Vero isn't the only one worrying about us going on that trip. A local told us about human sacrifices and the dangers of the jungle, and I tried talking to Mum about it, but she won't give in.
Then try again, especially now that Vero has offered to help, bitch. You may not even need another skinwalker relic.
Mum is not doing it just for bitch, but for her personal amusement too.
I figured as much. Well, see if you can change her mind. I am going to... Hey, Mini-me, don't put that in your mouth.
I see you're busy. We'll talk later.
Are you spying on me, Tiamo?
Why would I? Is there something I could catch you at, like secretly meeting with a fugitive? You could have told us that Elise is here. We did what we could to protect her from Olga back on Halloween, so we're not going to betray her now.
Well, now that we're putting all our cards on the table, who were you just talking to?
Your nephew, and he's concerned about our plans, to put it mildly.
Is all this stuff really necessary?
I don't know, but it can't hurt to have it on hand in case of an emergency. And that makes my potion all the more important. Unless of course you'd rather carry it all on your back.
How deep in the jungle is that ancient temple?
According to the map, it takes quite a while to get there on foot, and the trip isn't hazard-free either. We could cover long distances by flying and teleporting, but that would mean leaving either you or Wilbica behind, because you can't ride the broom or turn into a bat, and my teleporting slippers can only be used by one person at a time.
You actually brought those white bunny slippers?
Sure I did. You never know.
Never underestimate the importance of proper clothes and gear. That being said, I'm ready to go.
Oh, look at that. Bitch has pockets all over her outfit. Maybe we won't need my mother's handbag after all.
Excuse me? I'm always perfectly dressed for every occasion, and you guys never acknowledge it, except for the one time you intend to use me as a pack mule. Are you serious?
Hey Wilbica. Back already? That was a rather short date with your future pimp.
Ha ha. I'll go change.
Mum, we might want to reconsider visiting that temple. Loki just called to tell me that Vero is willing to help us with bitch.
Good for her, but I don't have to rely on her arms.
Right, but Loki is worried about us. Think about all the people who died trying to do what you're planning to do.
Those were probably just regular people, not a family of witches, vampires, and mermen with a very capable familiar.
Too late for flatteries now. I'm just your pack mule, admitted.
And Loki is from the future, so he should know best what's going to happen. I don't recall him ever mentioning that we'll die in Selvadorada, or else he would have stopped us from coming here in the first place, wouldn't he?
Well, he did mention that he never got to spend much time with me when he was younger.
And that phone salesmen were extinct in his time. Perhaps you were the hero who hunted them down and put an end to their reign of terror, and that's why your son never saw you. Ever thought of that?
No, that never crossed my mind.
Then let it cross your mind now. Have some faith in our family, guys. We're not going to just disappear like miniature black holes in the dark empty void that is a phone salesman's soul.
Or the soul of an evil postman who doesn't even bother to ring the bell and later claims you weren't home when he allegedly tried to deliver the parcel you were so desperately waiting for. Do those guys even have souls?
If yes, then they go to hell after they die.
And I'm sure hell is much more unpleasant than the place we're going, so be a good merman and a good witch-vampire hybrid, and help me finish this potion, will you?
It all happened a few days before I turned 15. You know, the 15th birthday is a big deal for girls in Selvadorada and surrounding countries, celebrated almost like a wedding, because it signifies the transition from childhood to womanhood. I was still pretty childish at that age, so my two older brothers Vidal and Valente decided that a test of courage was in order. They dared me to steal a relic from the Amiscan Temple of Sacrifice, and to make sure I didn't cheat by getting a random artifact from somewhere else, my brothers and Vidal's girlfriend Anna accompanied me through the jungle.
Didn't you know back then how dangerous it was?
We did, but we also knew how to circumvent some of the dangers. The jungle is a lovely place by day. It entices you with its beautiful flora, delicious fruits, and breathtaking views. The weird things only start happening after sundown, but by then, we were already at the temple. Locals nowadays will tell you a human sacrifice is required to enter, but all it really takes is a ghost to cross the magical barrier and disable it from the other side. A skilled practitioner of astral projection, Anna volunteered. So far so good.
I suppose things took a turn for the worse once you were inside.
That's right. I eventually found a relic to steal, and still have it today. But while I was looking for it, I got separated from the others, who ended up trapped in different parts of the temple. When Anna's ghost appeared and told me to run, I thought it was just a prank to scare me, but then I heard her scream. I rushed to help her, but all I found was her charred body, struck by lightning in the tomb of Zazato Total.
A lightning strike inside a building?
A building containing the tombs of 3 magical Amiscan rulers, yes. They must have used elemental spells to protect their belongings from intruders, durable enough to still be working today, as we all found out the hard way. Valente was killed in another tomb, drowned in a pool of boiling blood. Vidal escaped the 3rd tomb somehow, and together, we escaped the temple, but he was cursed. He wouldn't stop bleeding, first only from his nose, then from every orifice. And by the time we reached the village of Bellomesia, it was too late to save him.
I'm sorry. That must have been hell for you.
It never stopped being hell. Even 20 years later, I still have nightmares about that place and everything that happened there. I can't get those images out of my head, or the sounds of honest screams, or the feelings of guilt. And it's not just a common case of survivor's guilt either. I think it was me taking the relic that triggered the temple's defense mechanisms in the first place. So, in a way, I killed my brothers and my friend.
No, you didn't. That test of courage was their stupid idea, even though they were older than you and should have known better. Don't blame yourself.
That's easier said than done, especially when everyone else is blaming you. My parents had always preferred my brothers and never got over their deaths. They threw me out a few months after the incident, because my mere presence kept reminding them of it. The only ones to forgive my youthful stupidity were the Kosetchus, an ancient Belamisian family that owned half of the village. They let me stay in the apartment above the cantina until the ageless sage showed up and told me about the magic community. I took my knowledge of Selvadoradian magic with me when I moved to Glimmerbrook. But other than that, I never looked back.
Till today.
What do you think I will do if she loses one of her children on this trip? Will she throw the other one out too? Or worse, what if no one survives?
You've already convinced me, Vero, and I try to convince Tiamo. He'll keep me up to date.
What now? Do we find another way into the jungle?
Bullshit. It's just some thorn vines, nothing my magic can't handle. I may need a little something from one of Bitya's pockets though.
The pack mule is on the scene.
Now where did I put it? As practical as that shrinking spell is, it can make it harder to find things.
So what were you dreaming of this morning before I woke you up?
Oh, that. I don't remember.
Are you sure? Because you were talking in your sleep, quite vividly in fact, and mentioned someone called Ash, I believe.
Did I?
Who's Ash? Wait, let me guess. Some mysterious older guy from your youth that you were attracted to because of his experience, and who then took your virginity. Yeah, you never forget your first one, no matter how much you whore around.
No, you pervert, why would you say something like that?
Pervert. Not a word I'd ever expected to hear from your mouth.
Sorry. But no, it wasn't like that at all. He was older than me, yes, and I felt drawn to him, but for different reasons. There was a connection between us that I can't explain, and I knew you wouldn't understand, that's why I didn't want to talk about it.
Not at all. Or just not to me. Lev, if you're serious about us getting married someday in the near future, you'll have to learn to trust me.
I do trust you. I just don't like your inappropriate jokes sometimes.
Fine, no inappropriate jokes about that Ash character. I promise. Will you tell me more about him now?
You said you'd handle this with magic. So this is a new wand or something?
A special Selvadoradian wand, also known as a machete. I stole it from a vendor that I then had to threaten with it so he'd let me go. Couldn't wait to see what it's capable of.
Judging by the speed at which we're proceeding here, not much.
I could just burn these vines, you know.
Really? Because a minute ago you were ready to give up and look for another entrance. No, let me handle this.
So Ash disappeared near Mount Magma, and you never saw him again.
It's not much to go on, I know, and I never thought much about him after that. But tonight he appeared in my dream, and he was about to say something important before I woke up. I think he wanted to tell me that he's my father.
You don't actually believe that though, do you? It was just a dream after all.
One of many of its kind. When you're a child growing up without parents, you often look at the adults around you and wonder if one of them might be your mother or father. And sometimes, these thoughts follow you into your dreams. At least, that's what it's always been like for me. Last night, I also dreamed I could change the weather without touching water first, something I'd never tried before, and probably wouldn't have, if Januaria hadn't told me that I'm special. And guess what? When Aya needed some ice for her spell earlier today, I indeed made it hail without being wet. Since when have I been able to do this? What else can I do that a regular merperson can't, and why? It must run in my blood somehow.
I understand why you're so eager to find out more about your parents. It's completely natural, even without any special powers involved. There must be a way to track them down. Among our closest friends is a former SCIA agent after all. He might know something, or someone, that can help us.
What do you mean by us?
I mean that I'd like to meet my future in-laws too. So when this is over, I'll help you find them. Provided we survive the jungle and the temple with all its traps and the human sacrifice, of course.
Thank you.
Tiamo, Leviathan? Were you planning to make camp over there, or what else are you waiting for?
Seriously. It's not like it took her forever to get through these thorn vines with a fucking machete, because she couldn't be asked to use her magic for some unexplained dumbass reason.
Shut up. What have you done so far to help us along on our trip?
Made useful suggestions, among other things.
And don't you all forget my contribution, carrying all the gear and responsibility.
We're on our way. Golden Jungle, here we come.
We better hurry up and come back alive, because I promised Elise a souvenir from the temple. Bone dust, to be precise.
Wait, Elise is here?
And of course you had no problem telling Mum, but you couldn't tell me.
I needed Elise's permission first. She only gave it to me this morning.
So that was the mysterious thing you had to take care of after breakfast.
Interesting. Elise Donovan is in Selvadorada, which kind of makes sense, and that Leviathan fellow is looking for information on his missing parents. Perhaps we can make a deal. Don't ever lie to me or impede my investigations again, or else I might have to arrest you after all. See you around, Tiamo. Just one more little halt in between before we head back to Strangerville. Now look at that. Elise is here indeed. Damn, where did she go? She must have stopped time again, like back in the magic realm. Oh well. Sorry, Tiamo, I really don't want to do this, but this criminal is too dangerous to let go. Next time you talk to or about Elise, I'll hear it all, and once I have her, I'll remove the bugs again. I swear.